Discord yet again. Pretty much since we kind of announced the stream and everything. Or not the announcement of the stream. Since we announced the Discord and everything. So it's been pretty hype. Had a bunch of new people join, including some like old school classics who've always been around a lot of the different Discords I'm in. So I tell you what, top to bottom, I'm just going to pop off with some of the guys and gals I've got hanging out with me. So right now I've got Genius Flash chilling. He's always moving out somewhere. I got Hanzo repping. Kua is with me today, fellow coffee shop member as always.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Probot's jamming in the background, of course. And I've got Spicy chilling as well, old school villain. And he's got his own channel as well.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Sorry about that.
Oh, no, you good, man, you good. Of course, that's Genius right there. And I know we had Jen Bun chilling with us, but she must have popped off real quick for something. Who knows? She might wind up joining up later on. But okay, so we're just kind of hanging out tonight. Don't have anything insane or crazy planned. And pretty much, we'll start off with Spicy, bro. What you got for us today?
Alright, so I was reading the Ben Grimm the Thing 2021 comic. Holy hell, dude.
Yeah, what's going on in that? Give us a rundown.
Okay, so first off, there's it kind of starts off with Ben, you know, doing his usual stuff. He's like fishing and stuff. I came back, but before this, we get to see like this mysterious entity, kind of looking like a Grim Reaper and stuff. No idea who this is, but he seems to have some weird force powers and stuff. Then he pulls up to this dude here, who's, I suppose he might be like one of the wreckers, you know, like the people who chill with absorbing that. And the Reaper guy pulls up and just rips his heart out, turns it black, and shoves it back in. I'm not making this up. Like,
Damn.
And then later, oh my god, the moment that I hated most was Ben and his girl Alicia. He just sees her arm in arm with just this other dude. He pulls up and he's just like, "Yo, what the hell? What's this?" And she's like, "Oh, you can't yell at me for having a guy next to me. Like, oh, that's crazy. Why am I the bad guy?" And Ben's just like, "What are you talking about?" This is ridiculous.
What?
And the dude pepper sprays Ben, and he flips shit, and he just like knocks a car across the street.
Ben's pepper spray level? What?
Yeah, and he gets, he's crying and stuff, and I'm like, dude, why, really? Pepper spray level? I'm done. But, yeah, and then he gets arrested. Ben Grimm, my dude.
Marvel Humans, dude! It's the Marvel Humans!
They literally spray him up the nose with something, and he falls asleep. And then he wakes up, and Hercules is there for some reason. And they're in a vibranium box, and Hercules is like, "Yo, we're in like max security prison right now, so wanna play cards or something?" And Ben's like, "No, I wanna get the fuck out of here. Come on, man." And he plays it smart, and he tears off a piece of vibranium, right? Something, and it's literally stated here, like, this is something that Thor would have a very hard time to get through. So he just peels it off and rubs it against another piece of vibranium, and then he smacks it so hard that all of the walls of vibranium just like blow apart, and they're like,
What the fuck?
Alright, we gotta put you in the cage where we're supposed to hold Hulk, so come with us. And then Reed pulls up and he's like, I don't know what you're doing with my mans, but back off. And they're like, so they just give him back. And then later, Oh my god, Alicia. I hate Alicia right now. She says we should see other people and puts the ring that Ben gave her on the table and dips. And
Damn.
I'm like, why? What is going on? That's ridiculous. And she just leaves. And then all of a sudden we see this Reaper guy pop up throughout some of the pages, and he pulls up one more time, and I guess Ben is kind of like dreaming. There's like this weird fairy or something pulls up, knocks him to sleep.
What the fuck?
Don't ask. It's a random ass fairy, and he walks up into this weird red field. He looks up, and he sees just corpses, and I mean corpses of
Everything.
heroes.
Yeah.
Everything. Like, Silver. I'm gonna list off some of this shit, because this is crazy to me. We got Doc Ock, Silver Surfer, see Hulk over there, he's like shriveled up. Iron Man's is a stick. There's Infinity Gauntlet Thanos underneath the bodies, he's sticking the Infinity Gauntlet up.
Jeez.
Mangog, Fin Fang Foom, Surtur, Galactus, Celestial, and Eternity. All laying in a field, dead. They got the life sucked out of them. They all look like Black Lanterns, except no lantern.
Yeah, he just dead so.
Yeah, and they're like, the Reaper guy pulls up, and he's like, look at this decay. You did this, or something like that. And, like, this is what happens. And Ben Grimm's just like, okay, shut the thing that's moving up and down. I don't want to hear it anymore. He punches him through a tree, and then the guy comes back, chokes him out, and rips his heart out, turns it black, and shoves it in the Grimm.
Jesus.
Apparently, that didn't do anything. So Ben's just like, I'll wake up now. And he wakes up, and he's fine. Then, after all that stuff, he decides to go on a dating app. And he finds this woman at like a nightclub or something, and you know, he's like, your eyes are beautiful. All of a sudden, this guy that had his, you know, his heart ripped out previously, but I assume he's a record guy. I do not know who this is, but they don't say it. And he comes in and he's like, don't touch her, she's mine. He has like tires on his forearm?
Yeah, I saw that scan as the tires arm guy.
I don't understand that, but okay. And yeah, I don't know. I just think that it was pretty cool. I mean, I probably sound like a crazy person saying all that random stuff, but I don't know. I'm glad they're bringing back like this old style stuff. I mean, like, it really brings back, you know, Ben Grimm and. Jeez, I don't know. I'm just like hoping for the future and seeing what's next, because, damn.
That definitely, like, that storyline just seems like insane to me.
It's just, literally is just insane. That's it.
I wonder what plans they have for Ben Grimm in the future.
It's gonna be something more like testing his heart, because that's, you know, that's always Ben Grimm. He's literally like the heart and soul of, I want to say Marvel, just general, because
He's got like the drive. I think he's like driven. Yeah.
Like, looking at Galactus, he's eating a planet. I'm gonna make you choke on it. Like, that's literally what he's like, and I just like him so much.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck who you are. He's gonna throw hands with you, even if he knows that you're like way more powerful than him.
That's why he's always scrapping with Hulk and shit. He may get
True.
a good face at the end, but then he's gonna be like, yeah,
He don't give a
I'll
fuck.
scrap with you.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck. He going ham either way.
Right.
Right from
So
the
that's-
Yancey Street.
Yeah, he coming straight in from Yancey Street, boy. He give no fucks.
That's all I got for.
Hell yeah. What we got next?
Amazo?
Kua said. Oh, sorry.
Alrighty.
Kua said, "Thing runs the lanterns."
Ooh.
Yeah. I did recently hear about this run. I was listening to it on this neighborhood walk I was taking, so I didn't actually see the scans. So I don't know the context as well as Spicy does, but from the implications I'm hearing, it sounds like really nuts. And I also recently watched Lumos's 200 special for ranking the lanterns, so go watch that, guys.
True, that video's a banger.
And that kind of made me in my mind like put 1 and 2 together, right? Like Thing and the lanterns. Let's see what happens. So my question is, how would Thing do running a gauntlet against the lanterns? How would he do?
I think Thing would actually be a really good candidate for a Green Lantern. Like, in all honesty, I could easily see him like being in that crowd, dude. Because he's like super hardcore will driven as well.
Yeah.
I think that like Grimm, I really wouldn't underestimate Ben Grimm. Ben Grimm has got all sorts of like just resistances and like durability feats like out the ass, dude. Like I cannot stress that shit enough. I think he would probably clobber most of the Earth Lanterns. I think he would, like Guy. Guy is not going to be more durable than him because that's typically like Guy's thing. Is he just outlasts his opponent? Guy is not going to be able to do much there. John, I don't think he's going to be able to make it. Like John does have a lot of good stuff, but unless we start looking at this new content. Like, I don't know, like the new content for John, we don't have enough on like that shit yet, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Take that with a grain of salt, the new Lightbringer form. So I think he would probably shred up John just because he can't like capture him in any of his constructs like solidly. I think Baz and Cruz would just get banged up because they're not as skilled as John or Guy. Kyle,
Still kind of like newbies.
I wouldn't say they're newbies in comparison to like the rest of the Earth Lanterns. Keep in mind they're like in the highest echelons of like lanterns in general. So, man, I don't know. Could he? Hey, what's up? Is that Zeus?
Hey.
Hey, what's up, dude? Hey, just keep in mind, we're recording, man, just chilling, doing our thing. We're rolling through some different topics right now, including Ben Grimm running the Lantern Gauntlet. Who would he be able to contend with? And right now, we're rolling up to Kyle in terms of if he could like throw down with Green Lantern Kyle. I think, especially if you consider these weirdo new memes in this new fucking comic, I don't think Kyle's gonna be able to like thrash him or anything. I think that would be a hell of a fight. But yeah, he's gonna wind up losing that. But now, once you get to Hal, I think we're jumping. There's like a huge league of difference between like the other Earthbound Lanterns and like Hal. It's like the other ones you could probably draw like a certain amount of distance. Like let's say like Guy is two layers above John, or my bad, John is like 2 layers above Guy. And then below that you have like all the other ones, and it's like a certain amount. But then we go like exponentially further once you hit or try to go to Hal Jordan, in my eyes.
Yeah.
Now I think Hal Jordan's gonna take that fight, especially if he goes like full ham. I don't see Ben Grimm being able to like be able to resist his attacks at the high end. If he's just like throwing energy blasts out there that can blow holes through like Cyborg Superman with 10 Green Lantern rings.
Whoa. Oh, I don't
Or
know
Corona.
that.
Or Corona wielding like I think it was 6 separate emotional entities, including willpower itself. Yeah, so like I don't think Ben's gonna be hanging out with the raw AP once Hal really starts popping off. That fight's gonna be a while. It's gonna take a while to get there in that battle against him because Ben is durable as fuck. Like I'm not a crazy Ben scaler or anything like that, but I know he's got some wacky ass shit in his repertoire.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Why Leonard Kyle would fucking stop that? There's no. He would just literally convince him to be his friend.
Is it like a White Lantern Kyle or Life Equation White Lantern Kyle?
White Lantern Kyle would be able to nip the fuck out of him, in my opinion. Though I know he does have good resistances. Maybe I'm talking out my ass on that one. Life Equation is like undoubtable, dude. He would one-shot him and the verse. Like, that's how crazy fucking Life Equation Kyle is. Like 99% of the rest of the verse, outside of your like highest end Marvel characters. So, yeah, yeah, he's not gonna stand that. White Lantern by itself, you might be able to make some arguments, dude. But I think consistently, the White Lantern be able to just overcome him with like Hack's abilities, like emotional manipulation.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I was thinking, because Hal is really known for like in the willpower department. Like, isn't he like probably like top tier will in the
He
verse?
is the strongest.
So,
user.
to give you an idea, when the emotional terror known as Volthoom ransacked existence, he looked at the central power battery, and then he looked at Hal Jordan, and he said, "You're a greater conduit of willpower than the central power battery, so I'm just going to use you to replenish all of my powers."
Dang.
So, yeah, like, Hal is definitively the most extreme whenever it comes to the just willpower, like, solid willpower alone. He forged a ring out of his own willpower to the point to where it contains his soul, and he can affect the entire emotional spectrum with how in tune with will he is. So much so he can become the concept, or he can become like a construct of will itself, in a form that never got a name, but I call full construct mode.
Yo. So would you say when you compare two characters that are so like, never give up and will based, who would you say is like more of that? Like Ben or Hal?
Dude, that's a really difficult thing to really like define, because it's will itself is like narratively driven, right?
Yeah.
Because like I could sit here and tell you that Hal Jordan quite literally overcame the concept of willpower, and Ben never has done that. But at the same time, like, the shit Ben does with his willpower is wildly extreme. They just don't have a being that represents that he's fought. But he's fought beings that represent other concepts with his willpower. So, I don't know. That's in my opinion, really up to the individual. But personally, I am biased, but I do feel like Hal Jordan will be more representative of that due to, as we said earlier, overcoming both like the concept of willpower itself, people who scaled above it, and like other concepts as well. That would just be my reasoning.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
But like I said, either way, Hal versus him would be like a slap fest for quite some time in my eyes.
Like, would you say narratively, like just how they're written as like never give up characters? Would you say like they're pretty on par?
I would say, yeah, I would say they're very reminiscent of the never give up type of attitude, even if they know they're not, like, they're going in and they're not going to win. I think a really good example of that is like every time Ben Grimm fights someone outside of his power level, or with like Hal Jordan, for example, his fight with Dawnbreaker, the Batman, the Bruce Wayne from the Dark Multiverse who got a Green Lantern ring when he was a kid. He knew he wasn't going to be able to fight him, dude, but he went in there and he slinged as hard as he fucking could. And if you read that ending monologue, dude, it's so fucking tragic, because he literally tells you, he's like, I don't care, like, I'm just fucking going all out because that's what I do. And it's very befitting of his character, in my opinion. So they both kind of do that same thing.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
What's next on the docket?
Could Amazo use power stealing to build up from the weakest to the strongest characters and slowly take out the Marvel Universe?
That's interesting. I don't know. starting from the weakest is kind of weird. I don't. What do you think, Zeus?
I mean,
You're a little bit more Amazo friendly.
Is it a one like?
I
Does it
think
go one versus
if you
one, or is it,
threw,
like,
yeah,
a group of people?
if you like threw him in the Marvel universe, do you think he could eventually just descend into a way of like overcoming like the this? Let's say we drop him in New York. Yeah, let's say we just drop him in New York, and he starts with like the street tiers, and while he's like wiling out, just more and more teams come, just try and stop him.
His base power set's probably gonna put him above all street tiers anyway. Like in base, he was throwing hands with like Superman and Wonder Woman without absorbing any powers.
Yeah. So
I mean, his base ability will probably put him above, and if it doesn't, then like obviously, if like let's say Spider-Man's stronger than him for whatever reason, which I don't think he is, but let's say he is, then Amazo would just copy him and then be above him.
replicates it, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen him like replicate reality warping, but as far as like, he'd probably get up to like the reality warpers and stuff for sure.
So you think he'd be slapping until like Strange comes in or like Wanda comes in?
I don't even think they'd really be able to do anything because Amazo, like, once he copies your powers, it's just in his arsenal, and he can just swap between them whenever he wants. So I feel like even if they came in, he'd still have enough power
to be able to like throw hands with them, huh?
Well, probably to beat them, yeah. At that
You ever come across Fate, Amazo?
I'm pretty sure the only interaction he had with Fate was fucking scared.
Fate was like, I don't want no beef with that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen him in a situation with like a magic user, which I was just curious about.
I'd have to double check, but I think he would go up to like the reality warpers and stuff for sure, like automatically.
Yeah, Molecule Man rolls up on him and toasts him up.
Or like Franklin Richards or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd be able to actually copy their power set because I don't think he's ever fought anybody like that.
Demonstrated it. That's fair. That's fair. So yeah, I mean that's a pretty good analysis.
I think he might be able to. I do remember some mention of this other story where like he was fighting like Our Man or something. And like it had something to do with the Whirligog. I forgot. Something like that. Like Time Amazo or something.
Time Amazo.
I mean, it's definitely possible.
I could be wrong, but I think he absorbs Zatanna's powers at one point.
Ooh, if he can be absorbing high-level magics like that, that's pretty unfun.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, but I still feel like he would lose to like reality warpers even then. Like even if he absorbed like strange abilities and stuff, I don't know if he'd be able to fight somebody like Molecule Man or like Franklin Richards or somebody. That's just my opinion though.
I doubt he'd ever like touch Molecule Man. He'd just be like,
Are you saying like he could copy their abilities but not like the level of power that those abilities are on?
No, he definitely does like copy like their level, because I think when he first showed up, like Superman was getting the better of him physically, and then he just started thrashing him and like Wonder Woman after he like copied their abilities. So I think he definitely does when he copies them. He at least gets to like your level, if not a little bit higher. But he also picks and chooses which powers, like if he feels like this power will be better suited, he'll like switch them. Because like when he was fighting the League, he was like recycling through their abilities along like different members and stuff. So
yeah.
And I think the original Amazo, once he copied them, like they never went away. He just had them forever. But we haven't seen like the original Amazo in a long time.
I remember there was a one comic where he was fighting Grundy, and he was trying to copy Grundy's abilities, and all of a sudden his like how do I say it? Not biology, but like his body was getting corrupted by Grundy's like biology, I guess. He was becoming dumber, and he was saying Amazo smash and stuff like that, and he just started kind of like rotting.
Yeah, it's physiology. Yeah.
Sorry, physiology.
Yeah, that would be. Sorry, I was thinking of what that would be. I was like, fuck.
His physiology was
Yeah.
sort of matching that of Grundy's, and he was just like, his circuits couldn't take it, and then he just kind of like broke down and kind of like submerged in the swamp, so he just kind of disintegrated almost.
Ripped down.
I think he like even copied like Martian Manhunter's level of like telepathy. And like beat his ass with it.
So yeah, Mazo probably get pretty far down the damn road, dude. In terms of the Avengers, I don't know.
He would definitely
like
beat the shit out
yeah,
of the Avengers.
most of the Avengers, like fuck, dude. He would just like replicate Thor's hammer and Hulk's like fucking gamma radiation, dude. Jesus.
Well, I don't think he would replicate his gamma. I think he would definitely replicate his level of strength at that time, though. I feel like he could, like, match Hulk's physical strength.
No, I'm saying he would like start emitting that gamma radiation.
Well, I don't know.
Like if he wanted to just
Like,
like
he's
leak
never-
that shit.
I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he'd do that.
You think
I mean-
he could continuously grow in strength? To
Yeah,
match
he would-
Hulk's? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like if Hulk, let's say out of 10, Hulk was at a 7 when they first started fighting, he'd replicate his powers, be a 7. Then if Hulk went to a 7.5, he would just go to a 7.5. Like he would
Holy
just
shit.
keep gradually get stronger with him. Yeah.
Can he replicate his daddy issues?
So just
Oh,
Would he replicate a personality in his head?
I mean, it's possible he was replicating Grundy's personality.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I was meaning. Yeah.
that's honestly kind of an interesting way to do it. Just like, hey Hulk, stand right here for a second. Oh look,
Gr-
Blaze is getting like angrier and shit. Let's beat his ass while he's having
Grundy
a
was-
breakdown.
Grundy was literally making a robot retarded. So
It's doing just like fighting him. That's it. I mean, yeah, he can match like Hulk. I agree. Like he could match Hulk strength throughout it, but you know, he'd also like look at Thor at the same time. So I think their strengths just like stack on top of each other.
for sure.
Yeah.
Alright, what we got next on the list?
Okay, we kind of just answered the Avengers question, so never mind that. You said, what if Nekron targeted the 616?
Oh man. So yeah, if he rolls into the 616, and I'm being like 100% honest, dude, he would have to target someone. So just like he targeted Black Hand, who do you think he would target in Marvel?
Deadpool? I
Nah,
don't know.
he's not like so he targeted Black Hand because Black Hand was somebody who was genuinely in tune with the concept of death. It's so much so he like Nekron convinced him to kill both his entire family and then himself in the name of death. Like just because he told him to. Now,
Yeah.
old school Thanos, I think would look at that shit and be like, hell yeah, I'm on board. New wave Thanos, I don't think he'd be on board for that shit. He just kind of he wants to do his own thing. So I guess it would depend on which time period this takes place in.
I mean, why would you say old Thanos? Because like
Because he worships
he
death.
wasn't to. Yeah, but Death's a chick in Marvel, and he's kind of a simp. So
Yeah, but she a hoe
And
and he
Nekron-
got over it.
yeah, Necron's a dude. So I don't know if he likes dude death.
I think death takes the form of whatever he wants, or like whatever it wants, and it was enticing to Thanos. I think that was like the goal, was to be enticing to Thanos, and she kind of courted him over time with that kind of presence. And Thanos, especially early on, was just somebody who liked death. Like he was just obsessed with death. But over time, he's become more like obliteration focused, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
At least in
think-
my viewpoint.
Because that makes sense. Like I have either that, or like he just sees like death, and also it happens to be a chick. So I don't know. I just love those Thanos' ascent memes.
So
I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think, Zeus? Who do you think Necron would target?
Whew. I mean, Thanos probably comes to mind the most, just because. But I don't. He's not. I don't know. Like, he's not in the same ballpark of as Black Hand in terms of like being intrigued
Absolutely
with like
worshipping
the concept of death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to think of some figure that represents that.
I don't
In
think there's.
Marvel, but
yeah,
I don't think I could find
something
something like as extreme of something.
I think Null would be interesting. He'd probably like pull up and.
He actually Null is like excruciatingly similar. Oh my god, Null or Gore.
Gore would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Gore. I don't think Gore's on the same level either, because he like Black Hand just likes death. Like it's not like a Gore had a specific goal in mind. Like he just wanted to kill the gods, nobody else. Like it's not the same. Like he was just obsessed with like killing gods because he felt like they were useless basically.
Yeah,
So like, he just wanted to get rid of them. He wasn't gonna go around slaughtering like civilians on planets or anything.
I think that could definitely be used against him with Necron. They're just conning him into it, but I definitely see your point in the fact that like the goals of them are definitely not as aligned, even though they both bring death.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in Marvel necessarily has like the same goal as Black Hand, right? Like Black Hand, he doesn't have like a target. He just loves death. Like he's even said it before. Like, he kills indiscriminately. Like it doesn't matter.
So let's just say it's Thanos. So it sounds like that's like what we're coming to conclusion on the most. Let's say we focus and target Thanos. So he focuses and targets Thanos. Thanos, I think, would look at that shit as a power source. I think he'd be all about that shit. He'd 100% give in. And, bro, this would be a fucking massive shitstorm. Because Thanos is already nasty as it is, and he's wildly intelligent. Black Hand was not the brightest bulb in the box. And Thanos is wildly cunning. I see him wilding out in space before he comes to Earth. Like really hardcore. Which is very reminiscent to what we saw with the Black Lanterns. And if he could amass a force to roll down on Earth before Earth's heroes could react, I think it would be kind of GG. I don't really know if they'd be able to stop him. The Guardians would probably roll up on Earth before he showed up and be like, yo dude, shit is so bad. Shit is so bad right now.
The Guardians would be useless.
Yeah, they just show up looking for anybody to help, probably Doctor Strange being the only person they could think of that would be able to figure out whatever the fuck these things are. Because their weapons wouldn't do anything. No one here has the weapons to harm or to like put down any of the Black Lanterns, and that's the big problem. Only like beings who are representative of like life or emotions, which emotions in terms of DC are not really relevant. I mean, you have Mistress Hate, or you have Mistress Love and Sire Hate, but like, when's the last time anybody even heard of those dudes?
Yeah, I mean, that's also dependent on the Guardians actually knowing like people in the Marvel Universe. If they don't know like people in the Marvel Universe, they're not coming to tell anybody what's happening. They're just gonna do like what they did with Larfleeze and just forget about that sector. It's like, okay.
Oh, no.
Larfleeze had that whole sector to himself and did whatever the fuck he wanted.
Like,
so I'm saying like that theory, I think is very dependent on if the Guardians even know who, like, anybody in the Marvel Universe is.
No. I'm talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy. The Guardians of the Galaxy would be the first ones to show up to Earth and be like, yo, this shit is so bad. Like, anybody.
You said the Guardians, but I thought you were talking about
yeah,
the Green Lantern.
Yeah, my bad.
Guardians of the Universe.
That does contextually make sense. I was like, wait, what the hell?
That's why I was like, man, if they don't know anybody in the Marvel Universe, they're just gonna forget it.
They would.
Lost cause, like, I'm not going.
The actual Guardians of the Universe would just be like, that's not our universe, we don't give a fuck. They literally would not care. But like the Guardians would be, I think would be like, they're like the connective tissue of like the Marvel universe. Like if something's wilding out in space, it typically comes to Earth from them. or through like Doctor Strange
Nova.
reaching out, or Nova, yeah, who's also associated with that group. Like,
it'd probably be Nova most likely.
so you'd have to pull up.
The Green Lantern of the Marvel universe.
You'd have to be pulling up with like the best shit they possibly could have to offer, man, and that would be rough. Strange is really gonna have to like start memeing out in order to.
I mean, Strange already struggles with Thanos as is.
Strange is trash.
Hey, what's up, Q? Yo, bro, keep in mind we are recording. No personal info, blah blah blah, all that fun jazz. But like
that's the problem is that most people in the Marvel universe already struggle with Thanos in base. Then you give him like a Black Lantern amp on top of that,
and
he's just killing everybody.
It's fucking insane.
Literally everybody.
Now, the biggest problem they have is like we haven't even started with Nekron showing up yet. Like he hasn't even summoned Nekron yet. Like, this is such a shit show. Just like at this point, just like having Thanos roll around with the fucking Black Lantern ring inside Marvel. Like we're already at such a shit point for everyone involved. Like I don't know, man. Like even if you throw in like classic Doctor Strange here, the best he could do is possibly like remove Thanos, like find a way to throw Thanos outside of existence and remove like Nekron's tether to our reality. But like, oof, God, that's you're hoping for a lot, dude. Because as you said, classic Thanos can roll up and just like meme out on like groups of the Avengers. But I also don't want to underplay like classic Strange and his like absolute ridiculousness before he got like mega nerfs. But
the problem is,
I don't know, man.
We're obviously gonna be using current versions, right? But like the problem is like, obviously at some point the cosmic entities would get involved, right? And do you think that like, I think they'd pull up before Nekron's even summoned, for one. They did like that same thing with like the Infinity Gauntlet, basically.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Like they pulled up, I think a couple of them pulled up like individually, and then they all tried to like jump him.
That's kind of what happened when Black Hand was rolling around just by himself. They all met up and was like, bro, the universe is like getting fucked somehow. We need to figure out what's going on. Let's hold hands and cast a spell to see what's happening. And Black Hand rolls up on them.
Do you think the entities of Marvel, like the cosmic entities, you know, Galactus, Eternity, LT, all those guys, do you think they'd be able to kill or at least like wipe out Thanos before Nekron's even summoned? Because I'm almost certain that they'll pull up before Nekron even shows up.
The individual embodies in the Marvel universe, I don't think could.
Well, like even if it, you know, like the original, I forgot what the story was called, but the original story where Thanos got the Infinity Gauntlet and he's fighting all the cosmic entities. Just think of it like that. Like all of them just pull up to like try to erase him.
Man.
And then
like I said, dude,
like,
he rolled up on the Spectre, the Phantom Stranger, fuck, who else was in that list? Zatanna, Dr. Fate. Shit, who else was in that crew? There was other Godsphere idiots in that group. Who else was there? Fuck, I don't remember who all was in that random group of people he just rolled up on. But like, Jesus, dude. He just said your magic. He said the presence's magic doesn't work on me. Sorry. And he one-shot everyone there. He one-shot the Spectre and used the Spectre with the Black Lantern ring to defeat the rest of them. They scared them all away. So like, Thanos, who's already pretty imposing himself, is not abstract level. But if you give him the same amp you gave a normal human, that being Black Hand, I could see him maybe not just rolling up and beating them, but at least being able to stay away from them and stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, because like in that Infinity Gauntlet story, he like beat everybody but LT. LT just like deactivated the fucking gauntlet somehow. I don't even remember how, but he like deactivated the gauntlet, right? So like he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I don't know.
like,
I mean, if Nekron pulls up, I think they obviously, you know, kill all the entities or whatever. But like, obviously, and I know people are gonna watch this video and get mad. We're obviously using, like universal, like
Yeah.
embodies, right? It's not like
well, yeah, it's not their true. Like that's the big thing with Marvel. People get so salty about. Is they're like,
it's not multi-eternity.
yeah, we're not talking the truest forms of these beings because in the Marvel multiverse they can't go in there. That's why like Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos can one-shot every cosmic abstract, but can't do that like on the highest scale in Marvel to their true embodies. They have to limit themselves whenever they are represented within each Marvel verse, and that's the difference between DC and Marvel. So that's what I'm saying. We have the true forms of these characters coming down to the DC universe and getting boloed by a Black Hand. Like that's what's scary to me. Like that's what I'm looking at. So that's why I'm thinking like,
I don't even
oof.
know if all of them were in their true forms either, because like a lot of those beings, just like World Forger, have to like limit themselves inside the universes as well. Like World Forger straight up says, and we obviously know he's like, you know, high up in there, but he literally says, I have to nerf myself in this universe when I come into it. So I assume, you know, like Zeus and all of them do that too. So I don't know. I'd assume Spectre's in his true form all the time, but like he just has like bound and unbound.
True, I agree. He was bound. To be fair, it was bound, and that's why he was weak. Like that's why he was vulnerable, I think, to the Black Lantern memes. But that doesn't excuse Phantom Stranger or Doctor Fate, right? Like
Phantom Stranger literally lost the lasso of truth.
okay, dude, Phantom Stranger loses to everyone, but like he's still at least like a true form God Sphere level character, right? I'm not saying he's like tops. I'm not saying he's like the absolute top tier within like all of the God Sphere by any means. I'm not gonna defend Phantom Stranger that much.
Like, there's statements that he's like equal to Spectre, but
it doesn't really seem represent. Like if you told me,
it's contradictory.
yeah. If you told me like that was the case, I would agree that like Spectre scales above him. But in that situation, even he got passively one-shot by a Black Lantern ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
and he looks at all of them and just says, "Bro, I scale above all you guys."
Phantom Stranger was literally pooping himself when he was in front of Trigon.
True.
Literally pooping himself. So.
I mean, Anti-Monitor rolled up on Nekron and got like one shot, dude.
Yeah.
I think Anti-Monitor could roll through every Universal embody, like popping off at his high end, especially when he was like freshly reborn.
It's possible. Phantom Stranger's scaling is just all over the place.
True. I wish we I wish he wasn't such a fucking jobber, dude, because he's got such swag, dude. Look at his outfit.
Yeah, he was literally standing in front of Trigon, like what were his words? He was like, "I'm so scared, I can't even move right now." Like,
yeah, probably the best feat Trigon has too.
You're such a poon, dude.
Probably the best.
To be fair, Morpheus did the same exact thing with Lucifer.
That's I would consider that really crazy shit though. Lucifer's fucking wacky. Oh wait, no. But remember, Q, the Endless are the strongest in all of DC. So how's that possible? Oh my fucking god. Oh
yeah,
my
just
fucking god.
directly debunks it.
Fucking idiot scaling. Oh my god.
It's
Okay, listen to this shit.
Wait. So, is it funny how, let's say, a certain scaler puts Lucifer, and I believe it was like 14. And Dream at 1, and Lucifer and Morpheus on 2 accounts, including their confrontation, was literally shitting himself and sweating. Like, what?
Imagine saying, with a straight face, Zeus, that the Endless are the most powerful characters in DC.
And Vertigo.
Like,
I don't know.
what?
I mean, they're definitely up there. I'll say that.
They're powerful, like, but like they lose to everyone in Vertigo at one point in time. Like on the high end with like Spectre and like Michael and Lucifer. Like it's just so it's such a weird like thing. Like what? I don't know. Sorry, I get so triggered on that shit.
Uncle Sham one-shots all of them.
Yeah, connoisseur Uncle Sam memes. Gotta love it, boys.
Thing is, it's true, bro. You gotta read the two-issue miniseries, Uncle Sam. It's actually like really good.
Yo, throw me a link. I'm sure I'll pop off on it. Yo, what we got next? Is that it? Is that everything we had?
I think that's it. Unless someone has a question
Boom.
they want to throw in.
Yeah, what else we got? Anyone else want to pop off on some random shit?
Uncle Sam wants you to job.
Uncle Sam doesn't job.
Uncle Sam is the big boy.
Yo, I'm telling you, I think this is the strongest place in DC and Vertigo.
The salty lands. The salty lands. I have to read through that shit and see what it is.
I mean, he has like dementia in this run, so it's not the best. But he has like omniscience and he's gonna.
Dementia level.
Oh shit! Wait, I'll link the second issue. I should probably link the first.
That kind of sounds contradictory. Like you're omniscient, but you have dementia.
Omniscient dementia.
Omniscient.
I mean, that's actually a thing though. In like some verses, like their god or whatever, he's all knowing, but he like intentionally forgets just to like amuse himself.
And he regains it later on.
Yeah, he's just like, I know how this is gonna play out, but I'm gonna forget just to see.
You also true the transitions are sick. And it's more than just like a dope story and how fucked the world is. Or America.
Well, if that's it, boys, I guess we'll call it here. It's been fun hanging out with everyone, just popping off on another light stream. Be sure to check out the Coffee Shop content creators down below, as well as all my boys in chat over here that are Coffee Shop members, including Q and Kua. And thanks for everyone else for hanging out on the stream. And be sure to like, subscribe, and catch you next time. Later, Lanterns.
Peace, guys. Subscribe, you plebes.